It is Tuesday, May 20th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. And I'm going to let everybody know up front right now. First 30 minutes of this show, it's going to be basketball talk, folks. So if you're not here for the basketball, you probably hated WWE Raw last night. You're probably going to hate Raw for the next couple of weeks because they're taking all the credit for the Eastern Conference Finals. And you're probably not going to like this show for the next couple of weeks because we're going to be talking basketball, and I'm either going to be super depressed or slightly kind of maybe happy, like a little bit happy. Mostly depressed, though. Mostly depressed. SP3, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing well. I'm here to talk some basketball. I don't think anything happened in wrestling, so we're here to talk basketball for the next 30 minutes or maybe 2 hours, either or, whatever we're willing to get away with. And we'll have a brief interlude to talk to Mako, which should be fun. And I'm glad to be here on a Tuesday as per usual. How you doing, Jeremy?
The wife immediately messaged me. She's like, 30 minutes? Like, what? You guys aren't going to talk for 30 minutes. I was like, well, Matt Mako is scheduled to join us at 10:30. So, that's going to cut things a little short. But as SVT, that's like the interlude right there. And then we'll resume the basketball talk. Look, WWE is just copying everything we do as usual. How long have we been doing a basketball wrestling crossover show? I've been doing this on this channel or previous channels with previous hosts for years now. This is true. And now here they are. They're trying to take credit for the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, this has been the whole shtick of this show. I famously called The Distraction a basketball show masquerading as a wrestling podcast because that's all we talked about for a lot of times. And then when SP3 and I started doing shows together, it started as a basketball show. And then we stopped doing that because we started doing this 5 days a week. And all we did was talk basketball every day that SP3 was on this show. This is our gimmick here. WWE is infringing on our intellectual property, and I will not stand for it.
This is ridiculous. We can't get away with anything. We can't do anything without WWE trying to take it off of us, trying to take credit for us. Come on, man. They're lucky they shouted me out a couple of weeks ago, so I'm willing to let it slide.
They don't give me any credit. Yeah, everyone just steals my ideas, and then I never get any credit for it. One company made a T-shirt off of my hard work and didn't even have the kindness out of their heart to send me said T-shirt. I'm not bitter or anything about it, Definitely not.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Guys, if you're here, leave a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out. Leave us a super chat. There we go. There's the fireworks. Leave us a super chat. Get your question, comment, statement read on the air. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done all of that, go check out all the shorts that I've been doing as well, because they're getting views for some reason. And I don't know. There's something. Whatever. This short's just going to be basketball. That's all it's going to be. Yeah, the Too Hot to Handle games were very fun.
Oh my god, those were the best shows that we've ever done. No, the Love Is Blind game. The Love Is Blind game. That was the best. Those were the best shows that we ever did. That love story about a woman who went in looking for love with a man and wound up walking away with a woman. Like, it was great. It was a great arc that we took, the great journey we took everybody on with that Love Is Blind game.
Our accents were god awful though.
I mean, we got more of the accents for Too Hot to Handle because they had all like European people and stuff like that. That was tougher to do. I was horrible. I just said bruv a lot when it was an English person that I had. And then I used to do my version of Keenan being the French guy from All That whenever it was a French person.
I did the Mickey Mouse accent that Cher Delaware would always just be like, what is happening with this? Aha! Aha! The love! We gotta find the love! The love is blind out here! Aha! Oh gosh.
Good. It was so good. Such great times. Such great.
Yeah. Bad depending on
That's when it
who
came
was watching
to accents. Cher was the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, she was fantastic at the accents. All right, SP3. The NBA Conference Finals, they start tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know you picked the Thunder to win the title. I know you're not going to move away from that. I'm sure there might be a little bit of hurt that I know you like Anthony Edwards, but your team got eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I can understand if there's a little bit of pain there, a little bit of saltiness. If there's not, there's not.
There's not. There's not, because we weren't supposed to be there. We were like, what my prediction was at the beginning of the year. Yes, it changed because of the trade that we got, but I can't be that upset. Like, if I came in with high expectations, like the last couple of years when I had been picking the Lakers to go to the NBA Finals, I was more upset then than I was this year, to be honest. So I don't hold anything against the Minnesota Timberwolves. As you know, I've been a big fan of Anthony Edwards. I think that he's the only superstar left in these playoffs. Everybody else's superstar badge is on the line in this conference finals.
Why? How?
He's a superstar.
Based on going to the conference finals last year?
Based on going to the conference finals, based on being the legend killer, based on his personality outside of the NBA, he's superstar written all over him. That's why he has the badge that Shea, he's MVP. He got the MVP badge, but he needs to get that superstar badge by going to the NBA finals. Everybody wants to give Jalen Brunson the superstar badge because he's in New York, but I don't give any New York boost. I don't give boost for where you're doing it at. If you took them off the team, are they still a superstar? And I would say with Jalen Brunson, he's played like a superstar, but I don't think he's earned the badge yet. If the Knicks make it to the NBA Finals, he's got the badge. He's a superstar. Same with Tyrese Haliburton.
Giving it to Anthony Edwards based on one conference finals, which now everybody's.
I told you everything I based it on. I didn't just say conference finals.
Okay, but the legend killer thing is a little.
What?
It's a little much. What? It's a little much. That's all. It's not like Well, it's a team game. It's not like he defeated.
He did it. He was dropping RKOs everywhere. He's the legend killer. Dropped an RKO on Kevin Durant last year. Defeated the reigning NBA champions last year with Nikola Jokic. Then he went to the conference finals. He didn't have enough, but then he came back this year, had a bad first half of the season with the team. Once Julius Randle came aboard, they started running off wins. They were one of the best teams of the second half of the season, defeated LeBron James and Luka Doncic in the first round, defeated Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. I can't give him credit for Steph Curry because Steph Curry wasn't there. But he defeated Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, and now he's in the conference finals. And the crazy stat, I believe it was Udonis Haslem said it on ESPN. I think it's 5 of the last 6 NBA champions are the team that bounced Jimmy Butler from the playoffs. So. Okay. Although I picked the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is the most nervous that I am going into any series with my prediction.
It's kind of it's a stat, I guess. The 1 year would have been when the Celtics made the finals and the Warriors won, right? Because
when the Warriors won, it's the one outlier.
Okay. All right. That's a stat, I guess. It's a thing. I don't think it means much, honestly. Like, cool that Udonis Haslem has that stat. I really don't think it means.
Is it 6 of the last 7? Because I know it's the Toronto Raptors, It's the Los Angeles Lakers. It's the Milwaukee Bucks, the Denver Nuggets, and the Boston Celtics.
So 5 of
Because
the
the
last
Warriors,
6.
yeah, it's 5. I said 5 of the last 6. Jose saying 6 of the last 7. Unless he's counting Timberwolves already.
I mean, maybe it goes back the year previously, and
no, because the Warriors won. The Warriors didn't beat Jimmy Butler in the Flames.
Right. Okay. All right. Oh,
well, he was wrong. I'm correct. I'm correcting him. He was wrong. He was wrong when he said 6 of the last 7. I'm correcting him. It's 5 of the last 6.
All right. I don't know. I think if you're giving Anthony Edwards the superstar label, like, feels like you kind of got to give the guy who's about to win the MVP and who's won the scoring title a superstar label. But that's just me.
I mean, is Joel Embiid a superstar?
Joel Embiid has made the conference finals, though.
Yeah,
I did see a very hilarious tweet that was like, "This is the first conference finals without LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler," and then they named like a bunch of other Giannis, and they named like a bunch Jokic, and they named like a lot of like top players, and then they put in there Joel Embiid, and I'm like, every conference finals has existed without Joel Embiid.
Every conference final. I don't think Joel Embiid is a superstar. Me personally, even though he won an MVP, I don't think winning the MVP automatically makes you a superstar. I think a superstar, it's about your box office value. It goes further than that. You're one. You could be one of the best players in the league, but you can't. You won't be a superstar sometimes.
Embiid kind of has box office value, though. Like,
does he?
I don't particularly like his game, but yeah, we're not going to deny that.
Does he have box office value?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, Sway. I don't know.
I think he does. I'm not a fan of his game personally, but
I don't think he has box office value. That's my thing. That's the thing that keeps me from giving him the superstar badge. And sometimes you can have the superstar badge and then you can have it taken away. You can have your chain snatch. I got a chain now. I can make the reference. You can have just your chain snatch.
I think Embiid can be labeled a superstar. I think we hand out the superstar label too easily anyway, though. That's my whole thing. Like, I'm very hesitant to call anybody kind of a superstar. Like, I know you don't consider Haliburton and Brunson superstars anyway, but like when I'm been writing a lot of NBA articles these past couple of days, I always just label them the Pacers star, the Knicks star. I don't use the superstar label. Although I could use superstar with a capital S because that's what WWE does. And like technically, like WWE is going to consider them WWE superstars. So
Tyrese Haliburton is a WWE superstar now. He's in WWE 2K25. So.
They both got merchandise on the website too. So I might start doing that using the capital S, and then people who read those articles will know like, that's a WWE reference that Jeremy said on In the Weeds. Sometimes I drop little like, in the weeds shout outs on these articles for those who are paying attention to them. But maybe you're not.
And
I read the articles.
I disagree with King Pate saying Brunson is an absolute superstar. The most I will give him is fringe superstar. If you ask a casual basketball fan who is Jalen Brunson, I don't think a lot of them are gonna know. Like, is he the one that's putting butts in the seats in New York and Madison Square Garden and the Knicks? That's like WWE. The name value of the New York Knicks is the one that puts butts in the seat. It's not Jalen Brunson. Don't get me wrong, he's played like an absolute megastar. He's played like that. He's clutch player of the year, all of that. He's not won an MVP. He's not been to an NBA finals. This is his first conference finals. Y'all are just giving him the New York boost. I'm from New York, so I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
I can understand a world where Jalen Brunson's a superstar. I can.
I don't. He is not putting butts in the seats in New York. He's not. New York was selling out when they was winning 25 games 25 games a year. They were still selling out Madison Square Garden. He's not putting butts in the seats.
Real quickly, we'll get into more basketball here in a second. Real quickly, AEW All Out is coming to the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. It'll be held on Saturday, September 20th. So it is moving away from Chicago. It is crossing the border. Is headed to Toronto, closer to the end of September instead of the beginning of September, not after Labor Day weekend, as has been tradition. They've moved it the past couple of years because it coincided too much with All Out. Or sorry, try that again. It coincided too much with All In, but this year they're moving it towards the end of September. So Tony Khan breaking a little bit from tradition here. There you go. All Out, headed to Toronto.
That's cool. That's cool. First time ever All Out has been outside of Chicago. So
yeah.
And it was, you said Scotia, it's going to be Scotiabank?
Scotiabank, yeah. The former, I believe that's the former, what was the name of it? I'm sure Joel's in the chat.
Air Canada Center?
Yes, Air Canada Center. Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah, there you go.
See, I know my Toronto buildings, Joel. You should be proud of me right now.
I couldn't think of it. I was thinking like, yeah, I'm used to associating Air Canada Center where the Maple Leafs play. So I'm not used to the Scotiabank Arena, but completely blanked on Air Canada Center. There you go. AW All Out going to Toronto. I assume Joel will be there and he wants water. Good. Bring your own water, Joel. Quit complaining.
No. And I see people are once again, like you were trying to do, take one part of my criteria that I'm giving Anthony Edwards and trying to break that down. Jose saying, if Ant is a superstar based off knocking out Denver last year and getting to a conference finals, that's not what I said. I said that plus his personality outside of the court, plus he is the legend killer and he's eliminated all these different legends throughout his playoff run. This year, I'm not even giving him credit for the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry knocking them off because Steph wasn't on the court. And guess what? I'm not giving Jalen Brunson credit for beating the Boston Celtics because Jason Tatum wasn't on the court.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They were up. They were up that game. They were going up 3-1 that series anyway.
I've seen Boston come back from deficits like that.
You've seen them come back and lose from deficits like that. Yeah, he would. I'm not gonna take credit away from Brunson because Tatum got hurt in a 2-1 series when they were up in game. But 4.
like I said, he doesn't have the personality also the court that Anthony Edwards does, and he doesnn have the resume that Anthony Edwards has. That's what I'm giving.
Oh,
and he has a nickname. Ant-Man. He has a nickname. That also helps. That helps with box office value.
Is Jimmy Butler a superstar?
No, he got his chain taken.
Okay.
He was a superstar. He was would be a correct definition. He was a superstar.
Okay. All right. Is Jason Tatum a superstar? Is Jaylen Brown a superstar?
I would say Jason Tatum's like a fringe superstar. So this is how hard it is to quantify being a superstar. This is why Jalen Brunson is not a superstar yet. If the Knicks make it to the NBA Finals, I will concede this argument and say Jalen Brunson. He's in New York. He puts the New York Knicks back in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999 in New York City with that type of pressure. Yeah, he's absolutely a superstar if he makes it to the NBA Finals. Anthony Davis is not a superstar.
Anthony Davis? Oh, okay.
He was a top 5 MVP candidate, but not a superstar.
Jason Tatum's not a superstar, despite an NBA championship. And I mean, he beat legends on the way there. He has victories over Jimmy Butler and Giannis, and trying to think who they beat in the finals last year. Oh, Luka and Kyrie. But not a superstar.
Not a superstar. Fringe superstar. That's like one level below superstar. Fringe superstar. He's right at the upper limits. Once you get benched on the Team USA, you kind of get your chain snatch. So
Cam saying nobody is buying Tatum sneakers.
Thank you. See, Cam knows.
I'm honestly like, I'm not even arguing for Jason Tatum.
I know you're not going to argue for Jason Tatum, but this is the key, and Cam will understand this. This is the key.
Trying to, yeah.
Do you have any shooters in the barbershop for Jason Tatum? No. You got shooters in the barbershop for Jalen Brunson, 100%, because Knicks fans go hard. They're the most annoying fan base in all of NBA, all of basketball. That's what they do. They will have shooters for him, guaranteed. But who's buying Jalen Brunson sneakers?
I'm not on the sneaker game.
Who? Okay, who? If Jalen Brunson is playing in Cleveland, who's going to see the Knicks versus the Cavs because of Jalen Brunson? I mean, exactly. No. We stood quiet for a good 10 seconds there because no one's doing that. Ant-Man, there are people, because he's on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who will go see the Minnesota Timberwolves to see Ant-Man on that team. That's the difference between a superstar and a fringe superstar.
Okay, so I'll go back to like Embiid and Shea. I mean, people are going to those games for Embiid and Shea. Nobody came to Philly games this year.
I think they would go to Oklahoma City because that's a great team.
But it's
yes, Shea's the leader of that team. But I would want to go see an Oklahoma City game because I want to see that team at work, not just Shea.
Okay, what about Embiid? Nobody went to those games this year, but when Embiid plays, people are there.
I mean, maybe we can make an argument that he got his chain snatched. He got his chain snatched due to injuries. But right now, no, Joel Embiid is not a superstar.
I think you're being too harsh on Shea as well. Like it's a.
I said I'm Shea and Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Haliburton, all three guys, their superstar status is on the line in this series. If they win this series, they are officially superstar. They are welcome into Club Superstar. Club Superstar is about to get emptied out. LeBron James, he's been up here, he bottle watching. He's been watching his bottles in Club Superstar for a while. Steph Curry, he got his feet up in a cast and stuff. He got injuries galore. He's up in Club Superstar. His bottles is collecting dust. Same with KD. Jokic, man, he got to deal with other stuff. So he don't even have time at Club Superstar. He trying to work out the bathroom and stuff, trying to find a new coach. Yeah, he's trying to do everything else. He's trying to do everything else in Club Superstar than enjoy Club Superstar. Like Giannis out here trying to find a new VIP room in Club Superstar because he's trying to find a new team. So there's plenty of room in Club Superstar. That's why this conference finals is very important.
I don't know if our guest knows anything or cares anything about basketball, but he's walking into a basketball conversation and he's gonna learn to care about basketball. If he's ready, he can give me a thumbs up and we can bring him on here. There we go. All right, folks, you saw him on ROH television this past week taking on Wheeler Yuta. You will see him this weekend at Action Dean 2 challenging Lee Moriarty for the ROH Peer Championship. And friend of the show, he's Matt Mako. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Doing well. Are you a basketball fan at all?
I mean, I love watching the playoffs. I went to a Sixers game this season.
Was Embiid playing? Hold on,
No,
was
of
Embiid
course
playing?
not.
In this
No,
game?
of course not. It was like this. No, the whole team was gone. It was. I didn't know. I mean, again, I don't follow a lot, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I really didn't know anybody on the
You could
court.
be
So,
disrespectful.
they're some of the world's best athletes, but it's just the whole Paul George,
Not a superstar, Paul George.
yeah. They're all. I guess everyone was hurt. Everybody's hurt. We were playing the Hawks. It was like second to last game of the season or something. So yeah, it's my kid's first basketball
Tickets
game.
had to be like $5.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you go. All right, we won't ask you a ton of basketball questions. Then. How you feeling? How you feeling going into this weekend against Lee Moriarty? And when did you find out about this match?
Let's see. When did I find out? Like a week or two ago, I think. I was, I got booked for the Dean show a couple weeks before that. Didn't really know who the opponent would be, and I guess Lee. The Lee was tossed around at the ROH show that I was at too. So I guess we're kind of getting that in at the Dean thing this Saturday.
So how did your appearance for Ring of Honor come together, and how was it facing Wheeler Yuta on last week's Ring of Honor?
Well, I mean, it just kind of, I mean, I don't know. It's like a lot of it's like a lot of wrestling's maybe right place, right time kind of thing. Taping in Atlantic City, very close to my home. I was there for to help out as sometimes independent wrestlers do, and they needed somebody to wrestle Yuta, so I jumped at the opportunity.
Did you get any feedback from anybody after the match?
I had a very nice chat. It was very surreal, but I was talking to Mox and Hero after the match for like a while. So that was very cool. Awesome feedback. And that's such an environment that I would love to be in and learn from those guys. So I just, I don't know, thirsty for more, I guess.
Can you give any insight to what was said?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I was like a little bit in enhancement mode. I don't know if I could say that. Like I didn't quite know. I didn't really get any direction other than, hey, you have like 7 minutes. You're wrestling Yuta, a guy I've wrestled. That was our 5th time wrestling. So he's somebody I'm very familiar with. Bryce Remsburg was our referee. Someone else I'm also very, I have, we chat occasionally. So it was a very familiar scenario for me, as much as it was Ring of Honor, a huge deal. I've never fought in that building, but I've been to that building for MMA fights. So it was. Again, that was also familiar to me. And so it just, I don't know, it all kind of felt very, very natural. And I would wrestle Yuta like best of 51. I want to, yeah. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better opponent. And just an amazing opportunity to get a little chance to work and kind of show some of the stuff that I can do or I'm capable of. And yeah, I mean, as far as feedback from Mox, I mean, I think he appreciates my style to a degree, like just a little more shooty, for lack of a better term, just good, like good on the strikes. I mean, there was definitely like in terms of the actual critiques we were getting, there was maybe structural things in the match that we could have done better with the time we had. Yeah, but I mean, they were just kind of, I don't know. It was, I sat with Mox and catering for like 45 minutes, talking about just like Jurassic Park movies to like wrestling psychology. It was a good weekend. So
hold on. Now I need more insight on Mox's movie taste here. This is the scoop for after.
I have like one thing, because we were talking about like, I don't know, somehow like maybe Fast and Furious came up or something, and how those movies just have gotten so ridiculous, right?
Great, how they've gotten so even more amazing.
You mean ridiculous. We argue about this all the time. Thank you.
Jeremy, don't hate me, but I've never seen any of them. And I know, I'm sorry. Look at your back.
Well, that was Matt Mikowski, everybody. He was a great guest today.
I'm saving it. You know, I had it was one of those things, man, where like it's me not being a prick, but like it was one of those things where all the kids I can't remember, I was in some kind of grade when that movie came out, when the first ones came out. And so street racing and those cars were just like, everyone was so into it. And I was kind of just like not into it as much. Right. Just for like we'll say the first movie, like the street. I don't know what I'm sure it's a great movie. It's
a whole franchise, Matt. Movie. It's not one movie. It's a franchise.
Yeah, but don't like the first and second are like, anyway, okay, let's just get to the point here. I was saying like Jurassic Park should do the same thing, where it's like dinosaurs with lasers in space, you know, and like Ludacris is there driving a rocket or something, and like, yeah, who knows, you know, like let's do that. Like these Jurassic Park movies are getting like, it's like, why do these keep coming out? It's like the same thing. But like the one movie kind of did have a raptor with a laser on it in a way. It was like being sold as like a weapon. And Moxie was talking about like, he's like, yeah, I thought they were gonna like go through caves in Afghanistan and like look for bad guys. And I'm just like, what? It's like, yeah, that sounds like a movie, man. So I don't know. Yeah. And then, you know, then we had a lot of productive talk about wrestling psychology and all that kind of stuff too. But yeah, so it was
more Jurassic Park. Matt, these cars in the background here, that's Fast and Furious.
They're cool. That's cool.
The Charger here.
I had an Impreza for a little bit. I had an Impreza for a little bit. It was my dad's car, and I think he got it because he knew I liked it. And then when I got older, I bought it from him, and so I had a WRX for a while. It was automatic. All right, it was automatic. I'm sorry. But, you know, I think one of these, I'm driving a 2010 Corolla right now, but you know, anytime, maybe I get back to the Impreza at some point, you know, cause I'm into it. I like more like rally, like if it was like a rally movie, you know, maybe, I don't know.
So what is your favorite movie franchise?
Oh man, franchise. Well, top 1 and 2 for me are Predator and Terminator 2. Terminator's kind of done the same thing where it's just kind of like they just keep making them a little bit, and it's some of them are good, some of them are not. Predator, same thing. I'm really looking forward to some of the new Predator stuff they have coming out. I love the originals. Again, Predator, the first Predator. I'm a big Arnold guy, you know. I like the Matrix. I think those are some of the most, well, at least the first one especially is one of the most iconic like action films, and just kind of revolutionized movie making and the action genre forever. That's my opinion in terms of just go ahead.
Did you watch the last one? The
Matrix? Most recent one, number 4, was it? No. Yeah. I heard.
I don't think it's that bad.
I'm gonna give it
it's bad.
I'm gonna give it a rip. You know, I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, I kind of recently got back into movies. I don't know, like, and that's a weird thing to say, but like, I just kind of stopped watching them for a little bit. I don't know. I went to school for film at Temple, so that was like an interest of mine. It was more just like, hey, you need to pick a major, and I'm like, oh, I made some movies in high school. Like I did like film festivals and stuff, and like that kind of thing. So it was just like an interest of mine, maybe something I wanted to pursue professionally. And that's why I love wrestling so much. It's just a combination of like everything that I like put together. Like there's like movie making elements, fantasy, like the martial arts, combat, sports. You know, that's kind of, I think it's, if you had to pick one thing that had all that stuff, be like, yeah, man, pro wrestling sounds like pro wrestling to me. But yeah, man.
We'll have to get you a role in our film, Mac and Me, if you would like to.
There's a film you're doing something.
We'll move on.
Well, there are cars. Is Vin Diesel in it?
If we could get Vin Diesel, man, we would 100%
pink slips.
Get Vin Diesel. There's some type of pink slips in the movie. Maybe not those, but
okay.
some type of pink slip.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how I can follow. You wrestled Matt Riddle during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the match tonight. How everything went.
It was this eye is like a magnet for damage. So this was from yesterday, and then that's my new scar is from Vegas. He came in hot on a flying forearm in the corner, as you probably have seen him do hundreds of times. And we just clanked heads a little bit. So, while he was trying to rock me, but he didn't maybe necessarily intend to headbutt me there, but we just accidental headbutt. The match itself went pretty well. I didn't pick up the win, but I thought it was a good showing. I guess that show was kind of not the best. I don't know. I saw some weird things, not some great feedback about that Mark Hitchcock Super Show.
It had the greatest.
Oh, Butterbeat Suzuki, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was on my way to urgent care to get this like stitched up, so I missed it. But yeah, I heard. Respect to those guys, man. I didn't even recognize Tank Abbott in the back. I didn't even know he looked like that now. I don't know if you saw. I did get a picture with Don Fry. That was amazing.
Hell yeah.
Nice. They had all those legends there that were, I guess, prepping up for. They had a little ceremony during the Bloodsport show after the fact. That was after the Mark Hitchcock show. So a lot of those combat sports legends were in the back hanging out with Barnett. And you can't miss Don Fry, like his voice. He's just like, you're gonna go back there, and he was gonna hit me with a cane. He just got this raspy voice. It's like, that's Don Fry. Don Fry's back there. So that was really cool to meet him. But yeah, I mean, besides this little quick trip to urgent care at a Las Vegas urgent care, I was a little nervous, but it really wasn't that big of a deal, and they took care of me, and it seems to be healing up just fine. The glue tore my eyebrow off, but I think it'll grow back.
Where does that kind of rank as far as like injuries or kind of bruises that
in wrestling?
In wrestling.
I took a you could kind of see it right there. I took it's basically like a shoot headbutt. Some guy and that busted me open. But this was probably the worst cut. I took a lariat once and had my what's that called? Adductor just kind of shred like a muscle in my leg just tore off a lariat. So that ranks up there, but this was definitely the worst. It's actually the worst black eye, not this, but what led from this was the worst black eye I've ever had in my life. And this is a guy that's had about 25 combat sports fights between kickboxing and MMA and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was up there.
People are asking, do you know where they are airing Action Dean? I don't know if you have that information.
Yeah, I believe it's on the ROH. It's going to be on the ROH YouTube, so I think it'll be free.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and then the show is free if you're in. Was it Glendale?
Yeah.
I know it's in Arizona. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's free admission. I don't know the venue. I don't know if it's outdoor venue or something. It kind of sounded like maybe it was, but I don't know.
They made it sound like it was going to be like a parking lot in front of an arena or something.
That's kind of what it sounded like to me.
Tony
Maybe
Khan
it's where Double or Nothing is.
Yeah.
Outside of that kind of seems like that tracks. So I don't know. It should be interesting night.
So are
you guys are? I
going-
mean,
oh no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, SP3. Yeah, outdoor and wrestling, Arizona, like it's gonna be hot out there, Matt.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare for that.
Oh, I guess it is. It's starting to warm up. It cooled down a bit where I'm at, but I'm obviously on the other side of the country. Yeah. I guess it'll probably be. I wonder if it's in the evening, but yeah, I'll be prepared for the heat. You know, I stay pretty hydrated throughout the week. I kind of have like a regimen. I'm always making sure I'm getting enough water every day and stuff. You know, that's important. When you get a little bit older, you know, I think it just helps me keeps my limbs, you know, lubricated and all that stuff. So I'm not too worried about the heat. It's, you know, I don't know. I used to sit in a sauna for hours at a time. I'll be okay.
So you said you faced like Wheeler Yuta like 5 times. So what's
kind
of your history with Lee Moriarty, and how if there's no history, how can you use kind of your history with Wheeler Yuta, who's been in the ring with him so many times against Lee in this matchup?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. I mean, so I always refer to me and Jeremy talked about something last time I was on. You know, we talked about what was it? Comparison is the what of all joy?
Thief of all joy.
Thief of all joy. There you go. So you know, when I kind of first started to get onto the scene, I really kind of I was like really trying to catch up to 3 guys. I don't know. Can you name the 3 guys?
Oh,
one of them's Lee.
Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the Killers. Okay, they got signed as and then were referred to as the Killers, and then they put Hook in there, and I'm like, there's something about this just kind of grinds my gears a little bit. I was trying to catch up to these guys, and again, I'm my own person and everybody's on their own path and all this stuff. But, you know, you can't, obviously it's a thing we all do to a degree. But kind of getting back to the point of your question, I always referred to Lee as the guy that the one that got away, because we never got to wrestle before he got signed. I wrestled Yuta like 4 times. I wrestled Daniel once. And me and Lee just never got, and it was always kind of kicked around. I think he was IWTV champion for a bit, and then Yuta beat him, and that's kind of when I started feuding with Yuta at Beyond Wrestling. And then Lee, again, they all kind of just got gobbled up by Tony that one summer or whatever it was. But so yes, I am very much looking forward to this, and it's Pure Rules, which is great. You know, I joke about the Killers thing. I do think they all deserve that moniker, even though you know, I feel like I'm maybe the apex predator of the 4, but yeah, me and him match up very similarly. You know, we have maybe similar styles in that we utilize lots of submissions, strikes. You know, I win most of my matches with submissions. Lee is he's his own beast. Like he's like a wizard in there. You know, I don't, you know, I would say Lee's probably a better pure wrestler than me, but I'm a better fighter. You know, I'm more aggressive. I'm better at striking. You these are all things I'm going to bring to the table on Saturday. So, hey, I don't know what's going down, but could you imagine if the ROH Pure title changed hands on an independent show? Wouldn't that be something? But we'll see.
All right, I'm gonna pitch for you here, Matt. You're gonna be in Arizona. You mentioned you talked to Moxley, Anarchy in the Arena.
I know.
Anybody can enter this thing. Anybody can enter it. They say, "Oh, here are the teams. It's Anarchy in the Arena." What do they do? Stop people from running out here? I think you should just go out there and just start kicking some heads in.
I would love to. I actually just caught up I watched last week's Dynamite like last night. So I finished it, watched the cage match and everything. And saw the breakdown. And I'm like, Yuta's in another Anarchy in the Arena match. This is so awesome. This is like my favorite match, man. I think it's so great. I love the first one they did way back. What was that, like COVID times in Jacksonville, with the golf cart and like the back the Northern Lights suplexes down the football field. I don't know if you guys remember all that.
Yeah.
But it's. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it works, Jeremy. I mean, if I'm the pure champion, maybe it could be like, here comes the new pure champion, Matt Mako. Oh shit. But other than that, it's like, who's this random guy? There's a random guy, and I'm just like,
who's gonna stop you though? You're a legit MMA fighter.
I agree. I agree. But I don't know, Marina would try to kick my
Marina.
head off,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. She's got an evil.
Well, you're on her
eye.
side. Well, I don't know.
True.
You're kind of like you're good with Moxley, but Yuta is kind of.
I have a vision where me and Yuta are maybe like tag team champions somewhere. I don't know. It could happen. It could happen. But
all right. So the other side's gonna have Joe. I don't know if I'm fucking with Samoa Joe.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Powerhouse Hobbs is a big dude. As well. You can go after Kenny. Kenny,
Yeah.
He trains a little. Yeah, the Bucks, whose side are they really on?
Right.
You can go after them. So, there's people for you to go after here. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Marina though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Willow.
Well, yeah.
Willow's scrappy.
Willow. I mean, we have some history too. I've been in the ring with Willow.
Tell us
how many times have you been there?
Yeah. Just once. So it was the last King of Trios, Chikara. That was 2019.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah. First round. It was the Crucible, we were called, versus I can't remember. They were the Queens something. It was Solo Darling, Willow Nightingale, and Freddie Mercurio from Canada. We and Willow had actually just come back. It was one of her first matches back from a really bad neck injury. She basically broke her neck or something from a German suplex. Yeah. Anyway, wrestling's dangerous, kids. But anyway, she's obviously healthy and doing awesome. And but yeah, I took I think a Uranagi from her, and I would not like to do that again. So I have that respect for her. But yeah, Double or Nothing should be a lot of fun. I do have a red eye home. I have a show on Sunday. I'm wrestling at the next Power Pro Lucha in Philadelphia. But if they tell me, hey, we need some backup here at Anarchy in the Arena, I don't know, anything can happen. This is pro wrestling.
See, that's the cover. You say you're going to be a Power Pro Lucha, but I'm on to you. I'm on to you. All right, we'll get you out of here on this, Matt. We'll play a game on the channel, partner promo, punch in the face. Pretty sure you played it with us before, but if not,
okay. What was it again? Partner
promo, punch in the face.
And so what's promo mean specifically?
Like you promo against this person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give you. I have two actually for you. The first one, three names you mentioned a little while ago. The three killers: Moriarty, Yuta, and Daniel Garcia.
Oh, okay. Oh geez. So I mean, I guess punch in the face. It depends, but punch in the face is probably Daniel. It depends. It depends on, you know, it depends on where he's at right now. I saw him this weekend. I watched Dynamite, and he seems like he's, he's teaming up with Nigel right now. Like, it seems like he's okay. He checks out in my book. But and then Yuta. So I don't know if we're going like kind of storyline wise, like Yuta's kind of a prick. So maybe I punch him right now. I mean, Daniel, I'm also impressed with Daniel. Daniel's he's very he speaks with a lot of conviction. Like his talking is great, and so I'm really happy. I feel like he gets the most kind of in-ring promo opportunities out of maybe the three of them, for whatever that matters. But so maybe I wouldn't want to promo against them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're talking about like a challenge. It'd probably be, not that the other guys aren't. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Daniel, maybe promo Daniel, and then it was punch, wrestle, promo.
Punch, partner, promo.
Partner. Right? Yeah, maybe. So maybe I'm punching Daniel. I'm partnering with Yuta, and I'm promoing against Moriarty.
Okay,
go with that.
All right, and then another one. We're gonna go famous wrestlers who have done MMA.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave one out. You've already called them out. I'm not gonna get you in more trouble.
Are we talking about CM Punk? You can call Phil. Call Big Phil. Let's go.
I'm gonna leave him out because I feel like you want to punch him.
Maybe he wants redemption. He's 0-2.
Yeah.
We could maybe we do something crazy. We make it a sanctioned MMA match at Bloodsport. And he could try to get get rid of that 0 on his win-loss record.
I mean, could happen. WWE, that's all they do is Bloodsport now.
Yeah, TKO, all that crap. Uncle Dana set it up.
All right, so I'm gonna give you some of these guys might be a little bit bigger. So I don't know if you want to punch them, but we'll see how it works.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley,
mm-hmm.
Tom Waller,
mm-hmm.
and Cain Velasquez.
Okay. All right. So wait, hold on. Do I have to fight any of these guys?
Yeah, you got to punch one of them.
Oh, I got to punch one. Yeah. But is it like a sucker punch and I run really fast? Or is it like I punch him and then wait?
That's up to you. That's up to you on what you want to do. Actually, you know what? Well, you know what? Let's forget about Cain Velasquez. Bobby Lashley, Tom Waller. He did MMA. It was one fight. He's still undefeated. Dave Bautista.
Oh wow. Wait, when did Dave fight last?
Oh, Dave fought. Oh, this is like
a while ago,
right? It's been like a decade.
Yeah. What'd you say though? What about May? What happened in May? Or sorry,
I didn't say anything about May.
All right, my fault. But I would definitely partner with Tom. That was maybe even a thing that was going to happen at some point somewhere. And then punch. It was Lashley is a giant human. I was so there was that syndicate spot on the Dynamite, and I was talking to my wife. I'm like, Lashley is like that whole gorilla meme thing that was going around. Lashley, like
send Lashley, yeah,
just Lashley. Lashley would win. He would beat the gorilla. You don't need 100. You just need a Bobby Lashley like that. He is a. When I did extra work in December, I was trying to protect Bobby Lashley at one point as a security guard, and I got stomped on by Swerve Strickland because they were having a beef, and but anyway, so I kind of have a like Lashley. Yeah, he's just he's a big boy. I don't know if I'd want to punch him. And the third one was who'd you say it was again?
Batista.
Oh, that's right. I mean, maybe I don't know. Batista's a pretty cool dude. He seems like. Maybe I mean, again, I would maybe it's a quick hit and run on Lashley, and then I'd promo with Batista. We could just yell about what we want, like giving us what we want and all that stuff. That would be good. That would be good. I think.
Why didn't you move when Swerve did the stomp?
I was trying to do my job. You know, you get hired as a security guard, and you're trying to do your best job. You know, like you have to go out there and make sure there's no shenanigans. I'm like, all right, I'll try. And then like, you know, we got Briscoe coming down the ramp with a chair and crap, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, gosh darn it! And then I don't know. It was like out of nowhere. It came through the crowd or something. Almost dislocated my shoulder. Whatever.
That one was more understandable than last week on Dynamite, where everybody's standing around the cage and then Swerve just jumps and they're just all standing. Hey, what's he doing up there? Just move. What's wrong with you guys?
I know. I mean, if they didn't have any security in there, that's why they didn't know. The security would have been like, "You guys need to get back. This is dangerous."
So we could get stomped on.
Yeah.
Matt, appreciate you joining us as always, man. You got a long flight from Philly to Glendale. Watch the Fast and Furious movies. That's my homework for you.
Oh, man, one day I'm gonna just do a marathon, and I'm gonna.
You should be doing, yeah.
I'm gonna maybe just bang them all out and be like, I'm gonna, just pop the cherry or whatever, and let's do this.
You'll be part of the family. Let everybody know where they can find you at and everything you got coming up.
Where am I at now? I'm at, I believe it's Matt Mako on X, and then Matt Mako Pro on Blue Sky, and the Matt Mako on Instagram. mattmako.bigcartel.com for a couple t-shirts or whatever. Yeah.
There you go. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Fun. We'll be watching. We'll be supporting. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Matt Mako. He's a good dude. Fantastic dude. Always love chatting with him. He's got to watch Fast and Furious though, or else he's not coming back on the show ever.
He really doesn't. He doesn't have to.
He's still backstage, so he's never coming back on the show if he doesn't watch Fast and Furious. I need a full review for next time he's on the show. No, he's a great dude. When I saw the match with Moriarty get announced, I was like, oh, let me reach out and try to get him on the show, because he was on Spotlight like 3 weeks ago. It was just before Mania, so it wasn't super long ago. He was on Spotlight, probably, so I guess about a month ago at this point. But he's a pal. He joined us last year last year when he faced Dempsey at Bloodsport. I'm trying to think of like how long ago. My memory's bad on this stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't that like WrestleMania weekend last year?
Yeah. It was last year. It was like a last minute thing. He faced Dempsey and he joined us the day after that match. So yeah, Matt's a good dude. Everyone check out Action Dean this weekend. If you're in Arizona, it's a free show, and if you're not, apparently it's airing on the ROH YouTube, so it's free to watch on the ROH YouTube as well. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be watching that on Saturday. Who cares about Saturday night's main event? All right, the superstar debate as we talk about no wrestling on this show.
Club superstar.
Hey, who are you picking in the conference finals?
I'm gonna stick to my guns, and I'm gonna go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. It seems like a lot of people are jumping on the Minnesota Timberwolves bandwagon because they don't like how the Thunder looked against the Nuggets, who had their issues, had the injuries, had a new coach and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people that are jumping on the Minnesota Timberwolves bandwagon. I watched ESPN, and Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins and those guys are all picking the Minnesota Timberwolves now. I saw a bunch of Knicks fans on my social media are picking the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'd say someone who's a legit Timberwolves fan, Chase Oliver, shout outs to him, who said, like, he made a good point that you guys have not faced the full lineup and the lineup that they currently have, where they can kind of do everything. They can go big, they can go small. Julius Randle and stuff like that. Everybody's healthy on that team. So you haven't faced that lineup yet. I just believe in the Oklahoma City Thunder, their defense, their offense, and I think when the time is right, especially at home, I don't think there's a lot of teams that can beat you consistent more than once. So I think that, and y'all are a great road team as well. So I think that in a 7-game series, I'll take Oklahoma City in. I think it'll go 7 games though. I think because of how last series looked, I'm going to say Oklahoma City in 7. And as far as the Eastern Conference, you know what? I am ready to open the doors of Club Superstar, and I will say Knicks in 7.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm shocked you've picked the Knicks.
I am nothing but like fair and balanced in my analysis of stuff. I try to take hatred away from things. Like that's why last year, when it came down to in the conference finals and in the finals, I said the Celtics were going to win because I took my hatred for the team out of it. And I would hate to see what New York City would look like if the Knicks make it to the NBA finals. But I think that the Knicks are legitimately a better team than they were last year, and they took the Pacers to 7 games last year when they were basically depleted and beaten down. Now that they're healthy, they're a better team. They got Karl Anthony Towns, you got Jalen Brunson, who is playing for that superstar status, for that superstar badge. I'm ready to open the doors of Club Superstar and bring Jalen Brunson in. Oh, you hit me with the door.
Oh, treating you like Joel treats his kid. Just hitting you with the door.
Knocked down my other mics. Shit.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. I think the Pacers are going to win. I think they're a deeper team. I think they have more sustainable firepower than the Knicks. I can't get over the Knicks being down 20 plus to the Celtics. And look, I realized the Pacers were down 20 plus multiple times in the first 2 series as well. But the Pacers have been so good since January. Like they've been a top 5 team since January. I think their depth is going to show. And again, I think they have just more sustainable ways to win than the Knicks. So I'm going with the Pacers. I'm not making a prediction on Thunder and Timberwolves because I'll just predict Timberwolves just for my own sanity of I think we're always going to lose. I think
that's another reason why I'm picking the Knicks. I'm hoping that I'm jinxing them.
Fair.
So, but honestly, like I said, I think that the Knicks have a great chance to make it to their first NBA Finals in what is going to be 26 years. Insane. I
haven't seen or read a whole lot about like the final stuff because I try to avoid it, especially when my team's involved because I'll like overread and overthink a lot of the stuff. I'm not surprised to hear so many people are kind of siding with the Timberwolves because they've won their first 2 series in 5 games and OKC went 7 against Denver and people put way too much stock, I think, in that kind of stuff. And
Same.
My thought on that is you mentioned Chase Oliver, who I think is very good, very smart, and they haven't played. OKC hasn't played they haven't played like their lineup. There was one game, I think it was an early February game. I think OKC had everybody but Hartenstein. Hartenstein might have played that game. But yeah, I know the Timberwolves didn't have Randall and Gobert, and Naz Reid killed him. Naz Reid's going to have a big series. Mark my words. Naz Reid, big series. I don't think he's ever missed against OKC. I swear every time he shoots, he makes it. He's going to have a big series. My point to all this is because people are looking at, the Timberwolves, they've won in 5. The Timberwolves haven't played anybody like the Thunder either. The Lakers have no centers. No.
We were at a disadvantage against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Steph Curry had scored 13 points in 13 minutes before he goes down with that injury. So we don't know how that series would have really looked if Steph Curry was healthy. They've caught a couple of breaks in these first two rounds, and I think that I agree. I 1000% agree with you. I think people are overestimating that more than looking at the two actual teams that are going to be on the court, where I feel the Oklahoma City Thunder are the more complete team.
I would like to agree. I'm obviously still just worried and pessimistic as a fan, but
we only got one shot for one of us to be right this season, Jeremy. So we gotta both root fully for the team. You're gonna do it because that's your team. I'm gonna do it because I love to be right.
I will be rooting internally. Externally, I will be miserable because that is how I cope with things, is just full on misery. So I think people are probably putting too much stock in the Timberwolves and their first two rounds. And I don't know why OKC gets discredited for going 7 against a very good Denver Nuggets team. It's like, oh, it took you guys too long to beat the Nuggets. Like, okay, the Nuggets were the 4 seed. They're a good team. I understand Shea's going to win the MVP this year. Jokic is the best player in the world. They have the best player in the world. They have championship experience. And let's look at that series as well. 2 of those games were blowouts. 2 were complete blowouts. The 2 of the 3 that OKC lost, OKC lost those games. The credit to the Nuggets, they made plays and everything. Game 1 should not have been that competitive. Game 3, they just choked it away in the final minute. That series was, I'm sure you saw like the point differential. It was the 3rd highest point differential of a Game 7 series of all time. Like it went 7, but when you look at it on a game-to-game basis, it wasn't as competitive as a 7-game series. Oh, I think people just put too much stock in. It took them 7 games to beat a Denver team that, Denver wasn't really all that good anyway. Everybody just likes to discredit everybody instead of giving them credit. It's like, why doesn't OKC get credit for winning a tough 7-game series and figuring out Denver and figuring out the best player in the world and look, being able to solve different variety of defense? I think this is where people just like don't watch games, because Denver was they threw like 6 different defensive schemes at OKC in a single quarter, and OKC had to solve stuff. So I think people are just discrediting OKC because they've done it all year. The fraud regular season team, fine. And
I think they've been the most disrespected team this season. For what they have accomplished, they don't get the praise that is deserving of so.
Look, that's fine. We're in the conference finals. We still got stuff to prove. It's a 0-0 series. Literally, this time I'm not saying it as a joke when, we're up 1-0 or anything. It's a 0-0 series, but I'm still I'm worried about Edwards. I know how good he is. I don't think Naz Reid is going to miss because he never misses. Julius Randle has been really good these playoffs. I'm sure Nickel Walker-Alexander is never going to miss, and Jaden McDaniels is never going to miss. They're a good team. I don't want to discredit Minnesota. I was the one who thought that against the Lakers, you guys are not you, but Lakers fans and experts are way too overlooking Minnesota in this series. And I was saying no, I think Minnesota presents a lot of problems for them. The Warriors series, Steph wasn't there. I didn't think that Warriors team was that good with Steph. I thought they beat a Rockets team who hadn't been there before and didn't have a ton of offense. I think Minnesota would have won that series regardless, even if Steph had played. But with Steph not being there, it's tough to judge how good that the Minnesota Timberwolves were in that series because they beat a team missing like by far their most key piece. Like some teams can survive some key injuries. Like the Warriors had nothing without Steph. Absolutely nothing. Sorry to Jimmy Butler and playoff Jimmy, who didn't show up in the last 2 games.
Well, don't worry. Shea is at the front of the line for Club Superstar. Maybe
that's what matters most. Club Superstar.
That's what matters the most, because Anthony Edwards, he's at the bar. He ain't even get a room. He ain't get a seat at Club Superstar. He at the bar. He's still trying to order a drink. The bartenders are ignoring him because he just got into Club Superstar, and they don't know if they could serve him yet. Like he could easily get his chain snatched in this series, and Shea can replace him at the bar, and he would immediately get drinks because he got an MVP trophy in his hand as well. So the Club Superstar is what matters the most here, folks, because like I said, LeBron, KD, Steph Curry, they a little bit shaky. They too old to be in the club. And Giannis and Jokic, they got decisions to make at Club Superstar. They gotta decide some things at Club Superstar. And we got people at the front of the line. We got Jason Tatum. He's too hurt to be in Club Superstar right now. He's a friend Club Superstar. Jalen Brunson is right behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and him and Tyrese Haliburton, they jockeying for position. We don't know who was in front of who. Like the Bounce is trying to separate those two. They trying to figure out who's gonna get in Club Superstar. There's 3 people at the front of the line. And this is what it's all about. It's about Club Superstar. So we're going to talk more about Club Superstar as this conference finals progress.
I'm going to be miserable for the next however many weeks or days. It could just be days. It might not even be weeks. We shall see. But I'm looking forward to the conference finals. I'm very much looking forward to it. Should be 2 fun series. Yeah. 1 fun series and fun. I can't define fun. Trying to win a contest. There is no fun. Use a different word, in the words of Greg Popovich. All right. Wrestling, allegedly. Look, guys, that's all they did yesterday on Raw. Ed Haliburton on the show. He's coming to WWE 2K. When are they going to put wrestlers in NBA 2K? That's what I want to know.
When is it going to be the other way around? When are we going to see Triple H ringing the bell with Joel Embiid on NBA 2K?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. Like that would only be fair. If we're getting Tyrese Haliburton, we might get Jalen Brunson in NBA and WWE 2K25. When are we getting wrestlers in NBA 2K? That is the real question here. But I thought it was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. I think as good as it can be. I mean, I will say, man, Triple H doesn't even try to be creative with some of these finishes for matches. Like we had 5 matches on the show. 3 of them had interference or non-finishes. And the other 2 had a major injury and Sheamus and Grayson Waller going over 10 minutes. That was Monday Night Raw for you. If you want it in a nutshell, that's our quick review of it. It was 3 out of 5 messed up finishes, and yeah. But still, I thought it was a good show. A good show because I thought the Greenville crowd was one of the best U.S. crowds that WWE's had this year on television.
It was a great crowd. Yeah, they were loud all night. I mean, the pop Punk got and the crowd singing. His
deafening pop.
Yeah, it was a fantastic crowd. So the show was I don't know. I didn't care for it, honestly. Like I just didn't. It felt like it just dragged to me. I don't think it was bad or anything. It just felt like it dragged. Like the matches. I'm not a person who I hate the wrestling matches the most out of everything. But when you're just going to get interference or a non-finish, it takes me out of this stuff. Like the main event, I'm just like, oh, we haven't had our DQ finish of the night. We've talked about that. Is every show has to have 1 DQ finish. And they had interference in other matches, but they didn't have a DQ finish to that point. It's like, oh, We haven't had our day. That's what they should do. Every, they do here's the power slam of the night or whatever. It used to be the DQ of the night, sponsored by Dairy Queen. Here we go. Go there now.
They should treat it like Pee Wee Herman treats the word of the day. Like they should be like, yes, DQ finish, let's go. Let's go.
You knew the DQ finish was coming this match. It's like, oh, well, they're not going to beat Jey before his title defense. And they're trying to protect Bron Breakker. So what's going to happen? Oh, it's going to be a DQ. It's just going to be, it's going to be a DQ. And sure enough, DQ finish. It's tough to get in matches like when you know that shit's coming. At least for me, it is. So it got the DQ finish. And then we got Punk and Sami brawling with Bron and Seth. I'm not feeling this group. I'm not feeling this Seth, Bron, and Heyman group. Like,
I'm willing to give it a little bit more time, a little bit more of a chance, because I felt like because the crowd reacted the way, because they gave Sami a huge pop as well. And then they gave Punk this like earth-shadowing, one of the biggest pops of the year type of reaction. So it made it feel, even though it was more of the same from what we've seen from WWE throughout this year, it felt like a hotter angle than it really was. So I will give it that. And I thought that it was strong build to Saturday night's main event. I thought that really the main event overall, I think that Jey and Bron, they have good chemistry with each other. So it was a really solid matchup. I thought that, he makes for a good opponent for what Bron can offer, does Jey. And this was one of Jey's better matches despite the finish. I mean, I expected the finish to happen. I literally predicted all of the messed up finishes out of the 3 out of 5 matches. I literally predicted it. I literally got asked before the first women's Money in the Bank qualifier by Rick Ucchino. Rick Ucchino, I didn't know if it was a serious question or not. He asks me, who do you think's gonna win, Roxy or Becky? I quickly responded. I was like, Roxy wins, Lyra interferes. And then when it happened, I was like, I replied to myself and I was like, damn, I'm good. I was like, it was quite obvious. And I knew, I called last week on Rated Raw Review when they announced Penta and AJ versus the Judgment Day. I said it last week on Rated Raw Review. I was like, that match is gonna end with El Grande Americano interfering and the Judgment Day wins. And I got that as well. So, but that match over delivered. I thought that all 4 guys showed the hell out. That was the best match on last night's show. I thought it was a real reminder of how good JD McDonough is. This is the first great match that JD's been a part of since returning with the Iron Lung. I thought that AJ and Finn had a stronger showing on this show, even though I really liked the match last week. The crowd didn't respond to it the way that it needed to really be a standout matchup on last week's show, but the crowd was into this. This crowd was red hot for this opening matchup. And I thought that this was the best that Penta has looked in a while. To me, I feel like the booking as well as, what they've had him doing for Penta, he just felt over the last couple of weeks, just like another guy. Like, I think he didn't stand out in the 4-way at WrestleMania. At Backlash, I thought that Dom looked better than him in the matchup. And mind you, yes, I do have a complaint about last night's show. Pat McAfee is still one of the worst commentators of all time because he literally, no, Jeremy, did you hear the commentary on this matchup when freaking Cole brings up that that Balor is the first person to get a pinfall victory over Penta in WWE. This dude, Pat McAfee, I guess because he wasn't on commentary at Backlash, he was like, yeah, that's the only blemish on Penta's record. I was like, no, I've literally seen him lose to Dominic Mysterio twice. What are you talking about, Pat? Pay attention to the product, Pat. What are you doing, Pat?
He doesn't pay attention.
He doesn't and it reflects on Michael Cole. Michael Cole be not knowing moves sometimes because this guy next to me is so trash that he's making me into trash. And I love Triple H. Triple H, you're not slick. You're not slick. Me and Jimmy McAree were talking last night and we were like, we know what this is. when they do the highlight package of Michael Cole versus John Cena from 2012, that was just Triple H being like, hey guys, I know I'm boring, but I ain't this bad.
I know I had an announcer feud with the champion, but at least the announcer I picked was a former NFL athlete, and at least the champion had lost the title off of this. I actually like this theory. I'm not mad at it. I can actually buy that Triple H wanted to show past angles and stuff of like, see guys, see how it used to be? It used to be a lot worse. Yeah.
You guys think you guys want to criticize me? Me? Look what you had before.
I like this. I buy it. I buy it. The tag team match was good. I enjoyed the tag team match and Grande Americano interfering. Can we just get to the mask versus mask match? Like, it feels like we've overstayed things on this. When are they going to do Money in the Bank? Maybe
a Worlds Collide.
Yeah, Worlds Collide. That's true. I completely forgot about that show because they haven't announced like anything for it or promoted anything for it. Like, yeah, hey, this Worlds Collide show? I guess they got to get through Battleground first, and that's why they haven't done anything.
They have 2 shows this week. They got Battleground and they got Saturday Night's Main Event. So that means we're gonna get 2 weeks of build for Worlds Collide on NXT. That's all we're gonna get. 2 weeks of build. Money in the Bank. At least they started the build on Friday SmackDown and they continued it on last night's show. But yeah,
this Worlds Collide show is gonna be headlined by Penta against Chad Gable, or in a mask versus mask match. The most hilarious match to show off this partnership between WWE and AAA. Like, hey guys, we got this new partnership with all these great luchadors and lucha tradition. Anyway, here's an American posing as a luchador who's been cheating for weeks against Penta, and neither of these guys are in NXT or AAA, but we love our partnership. This is gonna go great. Rules. Absolutely rules. Encapsulates everything you would want for WWE and AAA partnership, honestly. It really does.
Watch them do the Super Show Mexico the same week as the AEW Arena Mexico show.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the biggest news coming out of all of this was Roxanne Perez those were chicken nuggets. Those were freezer bought chicken nuggets. SP3. No. That's the shit. I got 12 kids. We go through a lot of chicken nuggets around here. We can't be getting all the fancy chicken nuggets or the chicken tenders all the time because that shit adds up. You know what I
mean? My daughter eats nothing but chicken nuggets. That's all she wants.
I've seen enough freezer chicken nuggets in my lifetime to know.
But she put it in the air fryer though. She put it in the air fryer.
That's fine. Look, I do the same thing with mine. Like it makes them good. I got the recipe down. Make them very crispy. Those are still some freezer chicken nuggets, not some custom chicken tenders. Liv Morgan was making custom chicken tenders for Dom over in India. Those are Dom's words, by the way. Dom's words.
Do you believe Dom?
I mean, Dom has no reason to lie about something like that. When it comes to chicken, Dom don't play about the chicken. He clearly doesn't have enough respect for the art of chicken if he's just going to accept freezer chicken nuggets put in a clothing box. By the way, that's the shit you got gifted that you got gifted that at Christmas. Like, oh, let's put the new shirt in here, and then save the box. Your grandma's like, save the box so I can use that for next Christmas and put another shirt in there next year. That's what Roxanne did here. That's what Roxanne did. She had that box. She went to grandma's house and had that box. Like, grandma, I need a box for one of them Christmas
we
boxes.
need to talk to LFG superstar Drake Monroe, aka Roxanne's boyfriend, to ask him, does she put chicken nuggets in gift boxes for him? Does she keep the same energy?
Here's where I will give Roxanne a break. Roxanne's what, 21, 22 years old?
She's 23.
Okay, so she's young. She spent her entire childhood and life growing up a wrestling fan, and then once she was old enough, being a wrestler. Yeah. She ain't really got life experience to understand the real chicken tenders that are out there. You know what I mean? Like, she's only used to, she's like a college student. These college students don't know like what good chicken tenders are unless they're going to the local bar and getting some chicken tenders. But she ain't creating like custom chicken tenders and everything. No. She goes to Walmart or to Acme or to Lowe's Foods, wherever. And then she just gets the freezer. The cheap freezer ones, because that's all she's known. So I will give her a little bit of a break there. That she just doesn't understand the fine art of chicken tendering and only knows Tyson Foods chicken nuggets. But she's got to step her game up. Or Dom is looking like a little bitch here. Just falling over.
Dom was giving her the Google eyes. He was out falling here Googling Island. And then Did you see when she walked away?
I saw.
He was checking her out when she walked away. If I'm Liv Morgan, I'm getting a little bit offended out here in these streets.
I'm with you. Like, I saw how Dom was acting. This is what I'm saying. He's being a little bitch out here falling over on some Tyson chicken nuggets. That's your standard? After you've had custom chicken tenders? After you have been delivered chicken tenders by Liv, you go to the WWE restaurant and you get the Dom chicken tenders. You got ranch in your pocket and you're out here just accepting Tyson chicken nuggets?
Well, remember when he was with Rhea, how many times did Rhea cook him custom chicken nuggets? He just went. Rhea was the dominant one. He was cooking for Rhea.
He's got to raise his standards up.
I'm just saying. But she looked like she picked fresh apples for Carlito.
Carlito ain't had apples and spit apples in forever.
No, he walk around with an apple all the time. What are you talking about? He always got an apple in his hand. What are we talking about here?
I liked Raquel's responses on social media. I did like she slapped the apples out of Carlito's hands too. That was very funny.
Nah, Cam. She had Rhea had Dom eating ramen. Out here eating ramen in these streets, yo. Ramen.
I understand Dom's a chicken tender. Those were chicken nuggets. Those were Tyson chicken nuggets, everybody. Come on now. Come on. These weren't.
Hey, he don't discriminate. He liked them nuggets. He liked them tenders. I know there's a difference. I don't think that Dom has a standard of knowing.
That's the problem, though.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm not gonna be up here criticizing Roxanne. Roxanne did what she had to do. She's just trying to get her foot into the door. And I feel like this is a good storyline for her to start off on Monday Night Raw. I'm glad she's officially on Monday Night Raw because that was pissing me the hell off. It was pissing me the hell off. She's been up in here in the main roster since February. She set the record in the Women's Royal Rumble for the longest duration in a Women's Royal Rumble match. She was in the Elimination Chamber. She was up here facing WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton on the other show. She up here attacking Io Sky and facing Io and then facing Rhea and then facing Io and Rhea in the main event last week. And they ain't want to sign her a damn contract. You ain't doing your due diligence, Adam Pearce. You out here using NXT talent like Ava is just a freaking orphanage, just giving out kids like it's Calvin Cambridge out here testing the waters and shit. Sign her to a deal. So I'm glad they got that done. Got the sign on the dotted line, made her official Raw star, the first star in the women's Raw Rumble, and the women's Money in the Bank matchup for Monday Night Raw. And she's my favorite to win. She's got a storyline now. She got a foot in the door through chicken nuggets and apples for the Judgment Day and canoodling with Finn Balor. She's doing
by the way. Finn over here. I've already pointed this out, but I'm gonna point it out again. He hates a strong woman. Rhea was getting strong. Oh, Liv, I see you eyeing Dom. Oh, why don't you come over here? Now Liv and Raquel getting too strong. Oh, Roxanne, you wanna be part of things over here? Finn hates a strong woman. Dom is too standards too low when it comes to the chicken nuggets. Finn hates a strong woman. Carlito, I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I don't
think the Carlito know where he at.
Yeah. Carlito might be part of Ring of Hallucinations. I don't know. He's out there. And JD just came back from injury. He can't.
JD is just fed up. JD's like, oh God, here we go. He's like, what did I walk back into with this whole team? Like first it was Dom who was trying to replace JD when JD was out with an injury, trying to bring a new person in, and then Finn was so against that because JD is his boy, JD is his best friend, JD is his protege. He didn't want to do that. But now that Liv is going away and filming a movie, now he want to bring somebody in. Finn don't ever know how to act. Every time he get a victory, every time he get one win, he never
ain't used to it. He ain't used to it.
He ain't used to winning. Every time he get a win, he act the hell up. He be asking for title shots. He can get a tag team victory. He asking for a singles title shot. Then he get one victory. He out here bringing new women into the Judgment Day.
You never know when it's going to happen again for him. He's got to make the most of this victory. All right. I know you like to say, act like you've been there before. He ain't been there since 2016. Like shit. These victories, I got to enjoy them. I don't know when they might come again.
And I love Roxanne. I love Roxanne. Raquel's reaction to Roxanne. She was like, I'm supposed to be the only Hispanic Texan in this group. What are you doing here?
This was the best segment the entire night.
It was. This was the big thing on the show. Like this is actually something. This is the first interesting thing that Judgment Day has done since last summer.
Yeah. This was the best segment on the night. Break down chicken tenders for 20 minutes. All I'm saying, Dom.
There's layers to this.
All I'm saying, Dom. It's why. What's the old saying? Why get a gallon of milk when you got the cow at home? Why are you getting Tyson chicken nuggets when you got the custom tendies at home? That's all I'm saying.
Because he can get a little bit of both. He wants all the nuggets and tendies. He wants all the tendies and nugs out here in these streets. I respect it. Get in where you can fit in, Dom. Get in where you can fit in. But Judgment Day had a great night. Judgment Day might be the MVPs of the show. Between this segment and getting the win in the opener, they had a good damn night. I thought Liv was going to be back this week, but I was actually glad that she wasn't because they actually did something interesting for us.
Now, here's what I'll say about this. People put out there like, oh, Liv Morgan advertised for WWE Raw. And, my news team tried they're like, oh, gonna write up that Liv is advertised for Raw. And I'm like, check and see how long ago this was. This is news tips, everybody, for everyone. The no people who care about wanting to be better at writing wrestling news. But this is what goes into it. So my team was like, oh, gonna get Liv being advertised for Raw. And I'm like, well, how far back has she been advertised for? And they're like, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's been. I was like, oh, God. You got to research this stuff, people. So I checked and she'd been advertised since March, back when she wasn't even tag team champion. They had the render of her. Rhea's got the title on the render and everything, and Liv's got no title. Rhea had the women's title because Rhea was the women's world champion at the time. This is how long ago this advertisement was out there. So she'd been advertised for this since March, and obviously a lot has changed since March. Like, yeah, it's the same thing with Cody. Joel and I talked about it yesterday. Like, Cody was advertised. Like, all right, so they didn't update their advertising. Like, this is
that's what they do.
That stuff on the website that they put out there, like, they don't update that for a lot of stuff. Like, if it's someone like John Cena and he only has limited appearances left, yeah, they're gonna announce that and they're not gonna falsely advertise John Cena. But they put these ads out like 2 months in advance, and they're putting people on these ads who are currently part of the show. Gunther still had the world title on the ad picture from March. Obviously that got updated, but that's what they're putting out there. So yeah, when people are like, Liv is advertised, I was like, yeah, she's been advertised since March. Like, maybe she appears. I'm not saying this like I'm not saying like this is confirmation she won't be there, but you also can't run that this is confirmation that she will be there based on an ad that's 2 months old.
This is true. This is good advice. Listen, people. Even when you see the report, you don't have to do it for news writing purposes, but for news writing articulation,
just,
you could just be like, yeah, let me check this.
Tweet engagement as well. Yeah. Like, people like just put out the Liv Morgan advertised, and let's get 1,000 likes. Oh, Liv's coming back tonight. She's advertised. It's like, well, maybe she's not, but people don't care about that. Obviously,
no.
They don't care about that stuff.
I did see this in the chat from Zeno Hour, so I checked it, and it's PW Insider has reported that NXT Europe's idea has been strongly evaluated again within WWE and could end up being a reality at the end of 2025. Some from the European scene and athletes of the latest tryout that happened in March have been contacted with the intention of being signed for the brand.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
We'll see. They've been talking about NXT Europe for 3 years now, so we shall see. I did hear about the Zozaya, that was that Fightful Select reported that Corey Brenner, Fightful Select, reporting that Zozaya had some interest from WWE after the latest tryout in March, and I saw Zozaya live at Progress. I've seen him before for Rev Pro last year, but I got a better look at him at the last Progress show that I went to at the Electric Ballroom, and he's really talented guy. He's got the size and the look that would work in WWE for sure, and he's got that kind of charisma to him. As soon as he comes out, you kind of got your eyes on him. Got that it factor, and he moves really well in the ring. He's had some great matches with Leon Slater for Rev Pro. They had in particular a 60-minute Iron Man matchup last year in December that was a real standout that really showcased how well both of them were doing. And you're right, Zeno Hour, it's probably going to be added to the list for the C-suite, NXT Europe, because nobody else going to watch it, so it's my job to do it. My job to do it.
The C-suite is returning sooner rather than later, because I don't know how you pulled this off, but I'm giving you all the credit. Season 2 of LFG is coming back in like 2 months. Not even, was it June?
A month. It's a month.
It's a month. We were talking on the show yesterday of like, what are they doing for season 2? Is it just going to be like the same people? And here they are a year later. Like, are they going to have new people? No. There's a month later. This is returning. So they had to film this like back.
They've been filming it. Yeah, they've been filming it for a while. I've been I would see like the reports from like PW Insider and stuff, all the LFG taping, and I'm like, LFG taping? I thought the finals was at Madison Square Garden, and I've been seeing that for the last couple of months, and then when I checked the spoilers, I'm like, these are some of the same names from last season. What is going on here? So yeah, I wasn't surprised when the announcement was made, but I did feel a sense of pride. Shout outs to the winners of season 1, Jasper the Monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy, and the Olympic gold medalist, the real deal, Tyra May Steele. Tyra May, me and her are friends. She loved my wall. She was out here inspecting my wall when we did our interview. She was like, "Is this the Powerpuff Girls?" I had to be like, "No, that's actually Talking Tom and his friends." And had to explain everything on my wall because she was very interested. She's such a sweet person. I really want the best for her because she just has an infectious kind of personality and energy about her that just makes you want to see her succeed and see the best for her. And like having that opportunity to talk to them both at the same time, they have such a good relationship that I was just able to kind of flow with it. And that was one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. True Hill Heat, any others. I've done interviews for like Sports Kita and Wrestle Talk and Sports Illustrated now. That's like one of my favorite interviews ever because they popped when I said, I was like, I've been waving the flag for LFG. It's the best WWE weekly show out there. Tyra May was like, yes. I was like, yeah, I've been out here shooting in the gym, and we about this life. So they were happy.
I said it to you last week, but I was very excited that you got this opportunity and you bullied Riccino out of the way to get it.
I kind of did.
He deserved it though.
Rick put it in our chat. He was like, "I'm gonna interview the LFG winners." I was like, "Rick, I know you're great. You're great at interviewing, but I think this is a good. I've been watching every week. I've been reviewing this show every week. Please."
I would have bullied Rick out of the way if it didn't happen. Like I would have sent a letter of recommendation in for you. Like SP3 every single Thursday on this show reviews WWE LFG. He was feeding Joel questions at the WrestleMania panel. Like, if you don't give this to SP3, and I'll not tell you, Rick. Now we might have to fight. I'm going to V-trigger you again in front of a live studio audience. What's happening out here? But go check out those interviews. SP3.
Thank you.
Did with Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele. Got a couple of super chats. Let's see here. Okay. Vala says Vanilla Fumble is what we call Pat McAfee. That's it.
I'm Vanilla, baby.
There we go. And Ryan says Finn is just being a messy uncle. Also, Dom is going to break Liv's heart at SummerSlam in her hometown, like he did to Rhea. Whew. It might happen.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. I was like, we're going to have another battle for custody of Dominic once again.
Every year.
Every year. It's the annual thing. It's the Dominic Mysterio Memorial Cup. That's what these ladies are battling for. The Memorial Cup of giving him
the custody cup.
Custody cup. Yes.
The custody cup. Every year. This is Triple H's big idea. It's just like, all right, SummerSlam's running around. Okay, who's Dom with, and who can he join up with? This is what we're doing every year. That's his big idea. Better than just looking at the title. Title.
And Roxanne, she picked up a victory over Natalya and Becky Lynch. Good matchup, but my lord, this was the only time of the night, in my opinion, that I felt like Greenville was a little bit too quiet. Because, boy, did Becky Lynch sound like John Cena out there. Roxanne, get into the ring. Get into the ring. Yeah. All right, Roxy. Okay. All right. She was out here like Peyton. She sounded like Peyton Manning meets John Cena. She was like, Boo 42. I was like, what the? I was like, why is he calling these spots so loud?
I like to think that she was doing it in homage to John Cena. Yeah. Like, oh, John's a heel now. I'm a heel. You know, what does John do great? Just in general, he calls spots super loudly. That's what I'm gonna do now. That's what I like to think she was doing. She was very loud on there. Maybe she thought the crowd was more audible than they were for her. They were chanting "Let's go Becky" to start with, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they just got quiet, and I was able to hear everything she was saying. And then Natalya, what was it like? Natalya had all the store finishers, and she could only go for one move: sharpshooter, 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 sharpshooter. I like the matchup, don't get me wrong, but I just noticed these things about it. It was popping me the whole entire time. I didn't know if I was enjoying the matchup or I was laughing too much.
I thought the match was fine. This one wasn't like great.
No,
the chemistry was a little off with them.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. But I saw so many people online who really loved this matchup, and I'm just like, am I the only one who noticed that they were calling spots loudly? And Natalya went for a cover at one point and then decided to take a nap after the kick out. Did you notice that shit too? She goes for the cover. Roxy kicks out. She just lays next to Becky. And then they do the overhead shot where you can see her obviously talking to Becky about what's the next spot. And I was laughing this entire matchup.
Yeah,
like, what is going on?
Like it was fine. I didn't think it was great. And the other triple threat match, unfortunately, Zoey Stark suffered what looked to be pretty bad knee injury, and she's already had one knee injury. And well, hopefully, best wishes to Zoey, because it didn't look good. She had to be carried to the back by an official. She got checked on, and then like they immediately went to commercial to try to get everything cleaned up and make sure she was okay. Unfortunately, she's able to at least get to the back. And best wishes to Zoey, because
the doc had to pick her up.
Yeah, she literally got carried to the back.
Yeah, like she was trying to walk on it, like being like helped out by the doc, but then he just had to pick her up to get to the back. Like that was scary. And then I saw the picture. I had the pictures for Rated Raw review later, and that picture looks bad. It looks bad, man. It's like, damn, man. I feel for her, because this was her opportunity to kind of like get a showcase, and like her first time really getting showcased on Monday Night Raw since everything with Pure Fusion Collective. And then she gets a very scary injury, and that cry of pain that she had when she gets injured, it was just like, oh my God, I feel for this young lady, because she's just been waiting for this opportunity, a big opportunity against a star like Rhea Ripley, who's like more over than like 3/4 of the whole roster, and then Kairi Sane in her return matchup. And bravo to Kairi and Rhea for improvising the rest of that matchup and still delivering a good performance that the crowd was into. But thoughts and prayers out to Zoey, because this is a stark reminder that these ladies and these guys, they put their body on the line for our entertainment, and sometimes things can just go wrong.
Yeah. And then I've interviewed Zoey, and she was very fun and very, very personable. It was a good chat that I had with her. So I always like the people who are kind enough to speak to me and give a little bit of time, especially when they're good interviews. So it was tough watching that. And it's not like, unfortunately, she didn't really have a role on television for much, and Sonya's contract wasn't renewed. Shayna got released. She was just kind of left to do nothing, and this was sort of her return, and this happened. So it was unfortunate, and it put a damper kind of on the match. But best wishes to Zoey, and hopefully she comes back stronger and better. But yeah, Rhea Ripley won the match.
Yes, Rhea picks up the win. Going to be in her first Money in the Bank ladder match. I thought that was crazy. I was like, really? She's never been on Money in the Bank? Oh, okay. Makes sense. So yeah, the field is it's already pretty stacked between Rhea, Roxanne, and Alexa Bliss. So I'm interested to see who else qualifies for it. I know Jade Cargill, probably Naomi's gonna try to vie. You got Charlotte Flair versus Julia versus Zelina on SmackDown, which that's a pretty interesting scenario because I don't know who they're gonna choose to win that one between Julia and Charlotte. Sorry, Zelina.
Wow.
But I think it's between Charlotte and Julia, but that's going to be interesting who they choose there.
I feel like they're going to go. I actually think they're going to go with Julia. I don't know if Alexa gets involved and just causes, they got to do some type of distraction or interference. They can't just do a straightforward finish. So Alexa just comes out and Charlotte gets distracted and loses in that fashion.
See that?
Yeah. Charlotte Flair just stacking them both as the real play. Big boot to both of them and then stacking them.
Big boot. Double natural selection. Stack them.
Nah, don't even need to hit that. Just the Queen's boot. Boom.
The Queen's boot.
Yeah.
Like that's an actual finisher.
That's what she calls it, I'm pretty sure.
She does? I never heard him call it that.
Yeah. And it's got a name. I swear it has a name. I'm not just like making this up.
The Queen's boot.
Yeah. Hold on.
The Queen's boot. I mean, hey, if y'all have heard them call it that before, I haven't. But to be fair, I don't really pay attention for Charlotte Flair matches. So
yeah, that's what they call it. They call it the Queen's boot.
Did not know that.
Maybe they're just making it up. I don't know, but that's what it's called.
The Queen's boot.
Yeah. Rules.
I believe you.
Yeah, thank you, Manny. Manny says he's heard it called that before. Thank you.
Never heard it called that before in my life. But
yeah, figure 16. Just put them both on top of each other.
Oh, it's in the 2K games. Yeah, I haven't played 2K.
So all right.
That's probably why.
So I didn't come out of that come up with that out of nowhere. I don't play the 2K games either, so I've heard it like somewhere. Oh, Queen's boot, baby.
Hey, I fully admit it. I fully admit it. I don't really pay attention when she's wrestling. So
how dare you, the Queen? #bow down.
I'm still waiting on her to have a good match since returning. So still waiting.
She should do the Kevin Nash bit where it's my favorite thing Kevin Nash ever did, where he was on commentary for that episode of Thunder and he was completely mailing it in as Kevin Nash was wont to do during the dying days of WCW. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan does the Old Glory shoulder tackle, and Mike Tenay's like, oh, you know what he calls that? The Old Glory shoulder tackle. And Kevin Nash is like, what? Well, why does he call it the Old Glory shoulder tackle? Or is it the knee drop? He's like, why is it called the Old Glory shoulder or knee drop? He's like, yeah, that's what he calls it. And he's like, they do the replay, and he's like, oh, look there, it's the Old Glory shoulder tackle. And then there's a match later in the night, and there's like a suplex or something. He's like, if Hacksaw Jim Duggan was doing that suplex, you know what he'd call it, Mike? The Old Glory suplex. They should do that with Charlotte. It's like the Queen's boot, the Queen's punch, Queen's suplex, the Queen's moonsault. This should all be.
Call everything the Queens.
Yeah. Go back and watch that Kevin Nash Old Glory clip. I watch that shit just like every now and again. It pops me so much.
Just to pop yourself.
Yeah. It's hilarious. If I ever interview Kevin Nash, that's the only thing I would ask him about is the Old Glory knee drop and calling everything Old Glory. That's all.
We need to go on a run of interviewing people from early to mid 90s WCW. I think that we would have the best conversations with them.
I mean, I've reached out to a few people, I've reached out to Alex Wright, and we had talks. I'll peel back the curtain a little bit, but nothing came of it. Obviously, we got Mark Marrow on the show. I would love to get some of those people on the show. It'd be fantastic. Oh yeah. We'll get the Old Glory.
Old Glory
interview.
Old Glory interview. That's going to be the interview portion of our show now. It's the Old Glory interview.
All right. Anything else? SP3?
I think the only thing from Raw we didn't mention was Sheamus and Austin Theory. No, Sheamus and Grayson Waller. Austin Theory was the most over person in that matchup.
Yeah.
See, you see that, Jeremy? My guy, Austin Theory, really over. He was over. He's big in Greenville. Let's go, Theory. People are following my lead. They believe in the Austin Theory movement. It's all about the theory. All about the theory. We about to get Austin Theory into Club Superstar, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get him in here. All he needs is that one big victory. All he needs is the
he's beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
He got his chain snatched. He got his chain snatched. You know why?
He got bullied out of the club is what happened.
You know why he got his chain snatched? Because Grayson Waller up here dragging him down. You didn't see all the great facial expressions. The great facial expression is why Dross is in the chat saying it was a good match. Because Austin Theory with those facial expressions. He drove it up to good status. Even though I didn't really understand why Grayson Waller and Sheamus needed almost 11 minutes. I didn't understand that at all. Yeah, if I had the pen, they wouldn't have gotten over 10 minutes.
Yeah. You're not getting me to buy on this Theory stuff. Sorry.
I'm buying these stocks of Austin Theory low. I'm getting them low price, and I'm gonna cash in big when Austin Theory he reaches his potential. Yeah.
Okay. I hope for your sake it happens. I don't know.
I know it's gonna happen. Yeah. I believe. I've been shooting in the Austin Theory gym for years.
You have. Yeah. I see way more in Waller. There's
no substance there. Substance there. It's okay.
We'll see.
And Jey Uso got knocked the hell out to end the show.
This is another of like, do you not have any other ideas? Who's the champion? Let's lay him out. When Gunther was the champion, what happened? He was getting beat up way too much.
All the time.
John Cena, every segment, laid out. Jey Uso, every segment, laid out.
Well, at least Triple H watches in the weeds, because we said last week they made it quite obvious who was going to win, Jey Uso and Logan Paul, by Gunther coming out and announcing the matchup to Jey Uso. So they switched it up and they had him come out and interrupt Logan Paul today. I don't like the fact how many times they have been making Gunther seem like the babyface in this scenario. They did it twice on last night's show. He was the babyface with Logan Paul, and then he was the babyface with Seth Rollins backstage. With Seth Rollins did not have one good backstage segment, in my opinion. I didn't like the Logan Paul segment, and I sure as hell did not like the Gunther segment.
I'm not feeling that group.
I'm not feeling Seth Rollins doing all the talking. Heyman, he smashed his backstage segment with Jey Uso out of the park. That was great. That was great stuff. Everybody else is short term. The long term plan is Seth Rollins. Heyman's so good. Seth, just shut up. Sit in the corner. Like, just wrestle. Do the wrestling and learn how to wrestle as a heel. How about you do that? Don't do any backstage segment. Don't do any talking on the mic. Let Heyman do everything.
You know what I didn't like about the Gunther and Logan Paul segment is when Gunther's like, ask Pat McAfee what I do to non-wrestlers. Like, you beat them and then you show them respect. Like, I don't know. Like, you're going to beat Logan Paul and then shake his hand?
You have a 14-minute matchup. That's what you do.
Like, cool, you beat him up, but then you showed him respect. You're like, you earned your keep. Is that what's going to happen with Logan Paul? That line hits better if he actually murdered Pat McAfee. Instead, he didn't do that. So I was just like, I don't know. That line doesn't do much for me.
You beat them in a match, and then they get up right after the match after they were choked out. You show them respect, and then the next week on Monday Night Raw, they get more TV time than everybody else. Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah. It seems like Pat McAfee made out okay after that match, honestly. Yeah, no women's match at Saturday night's main event. I don't know if one's going to get added. They're already at 4 matches, so.
Man, Triple H really become a 4-match merchant this year?
The other Saturday night's main event was only 4 matches, right? There wasn't a 5th to there, was there?
I don't remember. Only matches I remember from the last Saturday night's main event was Gunther and Jey and Fatu versus Strowman.
That wasn't.
And I think they did Rhea and Nia. Did they do Rhea and Nia on that one?
Rhea and Nia, yeah. What else is on that show? There had to be another match, right?
Yeah, there definitely was another matchup on that show. Yeah, somebody will look it up faster than we will.
Has there been 2? Yeah, there's been 2 Saturday night main events.
Yeah, this is the second one this year.
Yeah, this year. Okay. I was trying to think of
it
how
was Rhea and Nia. Oh, Bron and Sheamus. And then they had a contract signing with Cody and Kevin.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, but 4 matches and then a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna get a women's match.
So these matches are gonna probably go pretty long.
No. What do you mean they're gonna go long?
They're gonna go long.
SP3, they did 4 matches last time, and 3 of them were under.
They had a segment.
The 3 of them were under 12 minutes. They got to work in 300 commercial breaks and advertisements. Watch Battleground. They're not. One match might get over 15 minutes. The tag team match that might get over 15 minutes. Everything else is going to be under 15 minutes.
I think Logan and Jey are going to get over 15 minutes.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I was at the first one in Radian. I think you're thinking of the first Saturday night's main event, not the one in January. The one in December had Liv versus Io because I was there live at Nassau Coliseum.
That card had 5. That had 5 matches. None of them, by the way. The only match was Cody and Kevin was over 12 minutes, and it went 12:03. So maybe they add one more match. Maybe they do add a women's match to this show. I'm trying to think of who it would be. I don't know if you have a Tiffany title defense. I don't know if you have a Zelina title defense. Zelina and Chelsea Green. Just
do it again.
They might, honestly.
When they add Becky and Lyra rematch.
Maybe.
No, that's probably Money in the Bank.
Yeah, honestly, they might do Chelsea and Zelina because Chelsea never got her one-on-one rematch. So,
true. But they don't do rematches. I heard.
You know what? They legitimately might. Do that match. So there you go. I got no interest in this Saturday night's main event. It's
the cage match is gonna go 15.
Oh, right, there's a cage match. Yeah, you know what? The card as a whole, like there are matches that should go over 15. The tag match and the cage match should go over 15. I don't think Jey and Logan needs to go over 15. And
no, I don't think it needs to go over 15. I think it is gonna go over 15.
Cena and Truth shouldn't go over.
Oh, that's gonna go like 5 minutes.
It shouldn't go over 1. Honestly,
it's gonna be a talking segment. They're gonna have a 10-minute talking segment, and then the match is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, shouldn't go over 1. We'll see if they add another match to this card, but you got to factor in the at least half hour to 45 minutes of commercials and advertisements on there.
I want to know if here in Europe, is it going to be on Netflix? Because we don't have Peacock or NBC.
Hasn't it been on YouTube in Europe?
Has it? I wasn't here for the last Saturday night's main event. So
how are you going to watch Double or Nothing? That's not on Triller.
I know, right? I'll figure it out. I have Amazon, so that's available. It's available on Amazon here in the UK. So,
and Manny says it's on YouTube international. That's what I thought. Yeah,
thank you, Manny.
International.
Thank you, Manny.
Cool. There you go.
I'll check. I'll probably watch that live since there's Collision on Thursday instead of on Saturday. Is Double or Nothing on Triller now? I thought I saw an article this morning that it wasn't.
Not for US. I don't think it's for US.
But is it in the UK?
I think it might be in the UK. But yeah, in the US, I don't believe it's on Triller.
Because Triller's Twitter account, they messaged me to tell me that NJPW Resurgent wasn't going to be on Triller when I mistakenly put that in the preview for Sports Illustrated. But I messaged them a couple of days ago about Double or Nothing. They don't want to answer me back. Maybe they don't know.
In the UK, it's on Triller, but US and Canada not on Triller. So I don't know how I'm going to watch this show.
There we go.
Get baked.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yes, let's go. Triller, let's go. Double or Nothing.
Folks. Joel and I will be back tomorrow. We'll see if I'm miserable or not. SP3 will be back on Thursday. Until then, where are you going to be at SP3?
They can follow me on the Twitter machine right there at True Hill SP3. And I will be live on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel in just about 1 hour with Top Guy JJ to review last night's Monday Night Raw. Yes, Romeo is still running away from the grind. That's 2 weeks in a row. Ever since the Knicks started winning, he doesn't want to show up to work. It seems like these Knicks fans are too busy climbing freaking signs on 34th Street to show up to work. So it'll be me and Top Guy JJ doing our thing, reviewing last night's Monday Night Raw more in depth. So join us for that. I will be back on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time, again for our WWE Saturday Night's Main Event and NXT Battleground preview. Yes, we're doing 2-for-1 for all of you, and I'll be joined by Shadi from the Wrestling Republic podcast. So that should be a good one as well. So join us for that True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. Appreciate y'all.
Zeno, where are you seeing Triller TV or Triller confirming Double or Nothing in the US? It says on their pinned tweet, catch the biggest pay-per-view of the season with AEW Double or Nothing this Sunday on Triller TV pay-per-view, available worldwide, excluding US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. Did you miss the excluding part on that one, Zeno Hour? Which is fair. I mean, I misread it at first as well.
Sometimes I get confused when I see excluding. My mind mentally makes it including.
Yeah. Or if it says available worldwide and then it says US, Canada, I just don't read the word excluding. SP3 pulling up proof of what I just read. There you go. So I checked the Triller TV website. It's not on the schedule. So I don't think it's going to be in North America. No, find other ways to watch it.
And Triller has Under Siege as well. I'm scrolling Triller. I'm trying this Triller YouTube, and I just found out it has Under Siege as well. I need this information because yes, I'll be doing the previews for those two shows for Sports Illustrated. So be on the lookout for that. And check out my interviews with Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele. That's up right now. Probably have another article out later this week, because we had more. We talked for like 30 minutes. A&E people were like, dude, they are having too much of a good time talking to you. We need you to cut it. I was only supposed to get 20 minutes. All of us did like 40.
You're all good, Zeno. I just wanted to confirm that it was not before other people start thinking that it is as well. So it's not it's not available in North America. Well, I mean, that's the excluding part. Live Blast, it's available worldwide, excluding North America.
These two places.
Yeah. So they can say that. They added the qualifier to it. Yeah. This show features everyone who has ever co-hosted in the Weeds or hosted in the Weeds, excluding Joel Pearl. Right?
I see what you did there.
I see
what you did there.
All right, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Joel and I will be back tomorrow. I'll be miserable, probably, maybe pre-miserable. I don't know. Light depression instead of full depression. We'll see. SP3, appreciate you. As always, SP3 will be back on Thursday. Until then, enjoy your week, everybody. Enjoy your Tuesday. Bye.